Hey guys, what's up? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys had a great Sunday so far. Even though I know it's only a Sunday morning, Sunday is just getting started. Hope you guys had a great Saturday. I'm glad. I really appreciate all you that came in for yesterday for my Saturday stream. So I decided to do something like a little bit something I haven't done in a little while. Is do a double stream for the weekend where I decided to do two drawings per weekend. So yesterday I did Hippie Buddha. Another one. This is loosely following another idea that was given by Shay. There you are. This was actually followed by Shay just to kind of do a kid do it about wearing dungarees. So I figured I'd go for one that's one that's kind of like a farmer in a way. So you can see I did a quick like little preliminary sketch, full sketch kind of get things started, so I can go right into doing color. So let's go ahead and get started. So I think what I will do here is that I think I will start off, just the yellow just for the fur. So I want this to be a nice sunny pick. I figure this character has a nice sunny demeanor. Let me see. Even though my day's just getting started, it's been going pretty well so far. What I ended up doing yesterday, after I finished with I had to meet with my parents, and what we ended up doing is you had to. So basically, one of my brothers had a special like sorority event that was actually coming up, and they wanted me to come with them because they paid for tickets. So of course, I went in and come. I had a wonderful time. But the cool thing was that we all had like assigned tables, but we were also like given like certain things where we had to kind of like dress up our tables. Like I know apparently one table had one for the Roaring Twenties, another one had one for an all white event, another one had another for what was another one they had? There was one for sports theme, one that was really nice. There was one for Kentucky Derby. That one was really cool. And the one that we were in, we had 70s disco, so we all kind of in 70s attire. We had little glowing disco balls on the table. And they even actually even judging competition on our tables too. We didn't win, of course, but still we loved how ours actually turned out. And I guess that's part of the reason I guess I ended up doing Hippie Buddha yesterday because I had that 70s like idea on the mind, so it just kind of came to me. Yeah, and I figured for today I'd do something that's a little bit simpler since I'm not gonna have as much time today as I did yesterday. So I actually hope you still like it all the same. But yeah we had a really good time. It ended up getting a lot later than expected because I thought it was going to be maybe just like 2 hours. It ended up extending like probably like maybe 4 hours of the course. And once we got there, we had to set things up. We had to wait for the whole thing to get started. Then of course they actually enjoyed the whole program itself. Then it took us a while to actually like kind of like get back home because some of our relatives we lived in like in different parts across town. But yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time. I know. I think later on today, I think I will be going for work. Like later on after this. I'm not expecting to be too bad, but it's Sunday. Usually around this day it's pretty busy at my day job. I think usually the busiest days are probably maybe I think Sunday's usually the busiest one, and probably Sunday, and then sometimes I think and sometimes like Thursday. Sunday can be really packed. But it depends, what's going on, if it's a holiday or not. Like I know at the Publix where I work, because that's where I work. I know it's a Publix. One of the things they start doing now, they start seeing a lot more of the Halloween stuff now. Because they got the little decorations, they got a whole bunch of candy, and all, and also they got a few other stuff too. Got candy, got some more like Halloween themed cakes. In fact, that also reminds me one thing I need to do like pretty soon. Since the month is gonna be out of quarter, I need to start preparing for I know I mentioned this yesterday. I need to start preparing for Inktober because that'll be the thing where I can actually do like these one ink-based drawing every day. Every day. And one thing I probably should do is that because I don't know if the official Inktober prompt has been out yet. Because I've seen some prompts like online, But I think for our knows, they're not like the official Inktober prompts. These are like prompts that like other people have actually been doing. Because believe it or not, like there's actually like, other prompts that are out there. Like, there's Drawtober. There are some from based on certain fandoms. So I might end up doing like look at some of those instead. Because one thing with Canva's Inktober, rarely if ever, whenever I decide to do Inktober, I'll actually follow just the whole prompt, where I try to stick to just the same prompt like for every day, for that entire prompt. Usually I try to do my own things if I really feel like it. Because sometimes I'll do somewhere special prompt if I'm just low on ideas, I can't think of anything. I'll follow the prompts. But a lot of times I have to make up my own thing, just draw whatever comes to mind and what I can stick with. And what I try to do is that whenever I do Inktober, is that I keep I keep them simple. Keep simple. Like say for example, if I was drawing maybe a character, I want to try to draw a character I know I can get done probably maybe at most probably get done probably at least no more than 3 hours, sometimes 2. Because usually like on the most part like that's how long I usually spend on average for the Inktober stuff. It's usually about maybe like 3 hours. Although there have been some I've done like shorter than that. There have been some instances where I got stuff done probably like an hour, but usually like quick ones like I had to kind of do like before the day is out, and I'm just kind of rushing to get it done. And of course it can be kind of a pretty huge challenge because of course like since you're doing it, since you're kind of doing it very quickly, it's like basically you can do pre-plan, but the thing is like if you make a mistake, you have the option, even though you do have the option to kind of go back and kind of redo it, since you only have a certain amount of hours in a day, depending if you're working or not. Sometimes you have to kind of work with what you got, and stick with it. Maybe let's have this cat kill away a bunch of apples. Oh yeah, because also this is around the time when I think a lot of apples start coming back in season, so I may not start seeing more of them like this upcoming month, probably November. That's when I'll start seeing a lot more different types of apples. I always like this period because, of course, I've always liked apples, whether it's like Granny Smith, like Red Delicious, or then there's a couple of others. I think there's like the Granny Smith, the Red Delicious, the Gala apples, those are good. Fiji apples, those are great as well. I think I'll give this person like a larger bowl. Yeah, I think let me go and kind of get this little cat's outline going. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so gotta get this outline. Yeah, but yeah, I think where I am, it's definitely start getting a lot more chill as far as weather-wise though, because it's not as hot. I mean, still there are moments where it does get really warm. But I notice I'm seeing a lot less and less, with each passing day, which I like because, when it's cool like this, like it's easy. I'm more ready to kind of go outside. I'm more ready to actually go out and have a walk. Because, I could do it before, like earlier, but, because being so hot, you would want to walk, but it's just only for a short period of time. If I was sweating all the time. Let me just get his eyes here. Yeah, I'm trying to think how else I want to do it. Let me start coloring some of these fruits. Maybe he's got 2 there on the greenish side. And the rest are red if I have different colors. I figured maybe this guy's got a whole farm full of apple trees. He's probably a modern day Johnny Appleseed. I think I'll get this other one here. Give me just one moment. Yeah, but I love like the fall time. And granted, I'm somewhat biased, since my birthday's in the fall time. In fact, it's actually been coming up in a couple of days. It's gonna be coming. Let me see. Today's the 22nd. So on Sunday, 26th, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Thursday, my birthday will be on a Thursday. So I'll probably just do something pretty simple on that particular day, since it is one of my work days. I'll probably may just go out to dinner with family because I've already kind of done a little, quite a good bit of stuff, kind of celebrate my birthday already because, that big vacation I did when I went down to Orlando for the Pumpkin Park thing, that was already kind of a big thing I did for myself. Oh! Uh-oh, hang on. Oh, I can't believe I just dropped all my pencils. I'm so sorry about that. That's the first time that happened. See, I know I had a few more down here. Where'd they go? There's one more down here. Where? This might be it. One, two, four, five, six, 12. Okay, perfect. There we go. Alright, we're back in business. Alright, there we go. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, but I'm gonna keep things simple on my actual birthday since I've already done so much cool stuff for my birth month already because I did that trip to Orlando. That was really cool. So I got a chance to spend time with them. Of course, doing this, my family was passed a sorority for a sorority thing where we are going to that event. So I think for my actual birthday, I'll probably keep things simple. Just go out for dinner, probably. I'm not doing too much anything at all. Yeah, I remember not really asking for much. I know that some of my families asked what I wanted for my birthday. And I couldn't really think of much. Like most I told them is the one that I'm probably looking for is probably, just probably some gift cards, maybe something from Best Buy, from Michaels. Cause that's a weird thing I've noticed, with birthdays nowadays. Like, back when I was younger, it seemed like I had a number of things that I wanted for my birthday. Nowadays it's a lot harder to figure things out now. Cause a lot of stuff, that I would want to get, I could get for myself. But also, I think I was here now where if it comes to gifts, a lot of times I'm more concerned about finding when around the holidays and trying to figure out what I want to get for family members and friends versus worrying about what I personally want because I can usually just find it for myself. And plus, I'm a simple man. I usually simple person. I usually okay with not getting tons and tons of gifts. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to outline designs on these dungarees. Then go in a little bit of blue. I think I'll kind of do the same thing as last time. I have the light is coming from the right, so I'll piece the shells on the left. Just gonna use go really light with this darker blue. So I'm just being very light as I'm going down. Cool. What else did I end up doing yesterday? I know they also kind of did something I've never really done in a while. I actually cooked my own breakfast. Basically, I cooked some sausages that I got from my mother and also cooked some French toast. That's something I just recently learned how to do, is make French toast, which I'm surprised I never tried it before because I know most French toast for the most part, it's basically just grilled bread, basically just bread dipped in egg batter and then grilled over a skillet. Although there's different recipes that kind of do variations of it. I know one I did yesterday, this was based on a recipe I found online where for the egg batter, it calls you a number of things where you mix the egg batter, mix it with a little bit of cinnamon, sugar, but also a tiny bit of flour too. And basically, the idea to kind of give the French toast a bit like a fluffier taste to it, fluffier taste and fluffy texture. Because you're not careful, if you do like overcook, it can become a little dry. I mean, of course, you can always kind of fix if you add syrup to it, but it is something to kind of keep in mind when you're doing something like French toast. Yeah, but luckily, like French toast is not that hard. At least I don't think it's that hard to make. Let me sharpen some of these pencils. Where did I put my sharpener? Where did I put it? I just had it a moment ago. Hang on. Where did I put it? First the pencils dropped, and then now pencil sharpener went AWOL. Here we go. It was hiding right behind my easel. Let me see. I know I had spare sheet of paper. Just put the shavings. Here we go. And I'm trying to think, where was I? Whatever I was, they'll probably come back to me. Oh yeah, with breakfast items. So yeah, it was cool like learning how to do like French toast for the first time. Because like every now and then when I do like the breakfast, sometimes I want to make different stuff. Because like certain things can be boring after a while, like when you're just sticking like the basic stuff like scrambled eggs or bacon. Because sometimes you just want to change up the things you want to eat, or you can keep things the same, but just change how you eat them, how you prepare them. Like there's so much you can do with eggs. You can either poach them, you can either scramble them, you can do an eggs benedict. There's so much stuff you can just do with just eggs alone. And French toast technically is one of them, because all you gotta do is actually soak a thick piece of bread. Usually you want to get a really thick piece of probably either bread like Artisanal or other brands along that, right, rather than getting a thin piece, because then it'll really absorb a lot of that moisture. And even when you cook it, it'll still be really soft. I think I'll use this on the shading for this fur. I'm just using the brown here. This can be very light with it. There we go. Let me get his little feet while we're at it too. Yeah, I kind of want to do something a little more common this time around. Cause I figured Dungarees. For some reason, I thought farmer. And I figured it seemed like the best fitting choice, for this one. Plus, looking at this kind of reminded me, of just like the last times I actually went on the farm. Because I know a lot of times I see them a lot, when I'm traveling. I think the last time I went on one, I know back when I was in elementary school, there used to be those two farms I think we used to always do field trips to whenever we had field trips. I think it was I think it was Harp's Farm. That was one we used to go to a lot. And there was the Rock Ranch. That was another we went to plenty times. Part of the reason we did that one more because they did just go tractor wide. Of course, they always dug that. And also they had a pumpkin patch field. And the way it would work is that I think near the end of the trip, they would take us to the field and they let us pick out what pumpkins that we wanted. And so we could get get one like a big one or a small one. So you could either take it home, you could either decorate it for Halloween, or we could actually use it for actual pumpkin pie. This might be a hot take. I think pumpkin pie is just okay. Personally, I feel like if you're gonna have a pie like that, I think it's better to just stick with going to sweet potato, because much nicer color, because it's more of an orangish than a brown. I think it's sweeter too. But some people say that I've heard some people say that pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie taste the same, but there is a difference. There's definitely a difference. And also, usually when it comes to pumpkin pie, usually I only do it, if it's homemade. That's the only. That's usually one of the only desserts where I prefer, where it's been it's been homemade. The store bought won't cut it. At least for me, it won't. And I think the best I remember having was one my grandma made that years ago. Because I remember back in the day she used to always cook cakes and pies. And when I wanted to make a pumpkin pie, she said, "Sure, I'll go ahead and make and do that." Now keep in mind, like she normally doesn't like pumpkin. She really didn't care for pumpkin pie, but it's since she knew I wanted to have one for one, she went ahead and actually made one for me. And it was pretty cool because like I remember it took a long time to do because she went and chopped up all the pieces. She kind of let them stew in the pot. And it took a long time to do it too because these were really hard chunks too. Let me use some of this pink again. Let me kind of darken it around here. Let's kind of use a little bit of this for the shadows here. Alright, cool. Let me sharpen this. I did decide to go and just do color pencil for this one too. Like since that was me, you guys voted on for earlier this week. Since I did for the other one, I think it was only fair I do it, for this one too. But one of these days I do plan on actually like plan on doing another one of these where I will do like in a different medium. And this is something I'm trying to kind of get in the habit of doing a lot more now as well, is trying to do more drawings where I have the preliminary sketch right away, because only about preliminary sketches, like, that's kind of really more like, even though it's an important part of the drawing process, it's one where I tend to do a lot more of my thinking, because from there I have to kind of decide what type of composition that I want. I have to kind of decide, like what type of how many things I want going on, what's the word I'm looking for? That's the way I'm losing my train of thought. I mean, it's always easy to kind of do my pre-planning beforehand versus trying to do it kind of on the spot. So that way, like when I start, I can go in to start coloring and start going to the fun part. Because usually, like once I get the fun part with this coloring right now, that's a little easier because, of course, I can start playing around with different colors. I can talk. Because whereas, like say, like the inking process or the sketching process, I will talk then, but I won't be as chatty because that's the period where I'm usually at my most focused. That's like probably the hardest part for me, I think, for drawing it. I think just about any time, it's probably just doing ink work. Because, with doing ink work, I have to be really close on making sure, I make the right marks. And I don't try to mess up. Because, like, once you mess up, like with ink, that's pretty much it. You pretty much gotta work. You can do two things. You pretty much gotta work with it. You can start over. Or just find ways, like, to kind of cover it up. Let's see. Let me add a little bit of yellow for these apples here. Alright, so cool. So now that we got our farmer cat going, let's go a little deeper with these colors. Let's really go deeper with them. Yeah, so let me just kind of go a little... Still want to keep it a bright orange, so I am going to put this brown go pretty dark here. do want a dark shadow, since his hat is since top of his head is being covered by his hat. Yeah, shadow underneath his little neck. Like I said, don't always be too afraid to go. You get some of those darker shadows, get that nice little contrast. And where was I? What else I was going to mention? Oh yeah, but I think with homemade desserts, like there are certain like desserts like I only want where only where it's homemade. Whether it's pumpkin pie is one, red velvet's another. Yeah, that's another I'll only do homemade. There's another one too. I can't think of it as of right now. And in fact, that's something I need to start doing for myself when it is actually learning how to do a lot more baking. Because I do a lot of cooking. Because I do a lot of cooking. It is baking where it's stuff I really kind of like. I need to kind of expand my repertoire. As far as baking goes, I think the most I can do is probably like brownies. I can do cookies. But I rarely do cakes. Cakes, that's really been more, my older sister's deal. She likes to do the cakes. And one of the cakes she does is actually one of my, it used to be one of my grandma's older recipes. She had this like old school like pound cake recipe. It was a regular pound cake recipe, and then she would use like a lemon glaze over it. And it's been in the family for years, because like my grandma, she learned from her Aunt Hazel, who learned it from another relative in our family. Then she passed off my sister. So it's been through at least like 3 or 4 like generations. And it got around a time, when my grandma stopped, like really cooking, she let my sister learn how to do it. And she's got it down pat. Because she really does a really good job, at replicating the recipe. Let me try to get designs on these pants. Let me just kind of deepen this bowl just a bit. And she taught her a good time too, because I know, of course, once she taught my sister that recipe, and of course, she stopped really, doing a lot of cooking. She wasn't really cooking as much. And of course, before she had passion, of course, she started getting a little bit more forgetful of things. But yeah, she used to be a wonderful cook, because apparently she would do pound cake, she would do sweet potato pie. And apparently, though, she used to do this thing called, I didn't even know it was a thing until recently. There was a thing called 7-Up. Called 7-Up cake. Apparently, you use a whole can of like 7-Up in a cake, which sounds crazy. I figured like of all the ingredients you put in a cake, I wouldn't think of putting like soda in it. But I also know, I think we still have what's that lady that did I think it was called dump cakes, where basically I pour in recipes like all in one bowl, where it's pouring it all at once. I think it was Kathy, that was her name. I think it was all Cappy's dump cakes. I remember she had to do those little infomercials where she would just dump all the ingredients in a bowl. And the thing is, she wouldn't do it where she wouldn't like say the measurements. So a lot of times, just put like a whole bunch of stuff in there without really knowing if it'll work together or not. Let me just kind of do a little more light. Go darker with these shades, go deeper shade is blue. Yeah, it's looking alright. And one thing I probably should start doing now is I think whenever I do I should kind of like a list of like different, on top of some suggestions I do get from y'all. Like I probably should start putting a list of like different things I do plan. I'm actually like drawing like for these upcoming streams. So that way I won't be scrambling all the time. Sometimes like because I remember sometimes like, even though I'll have to stream like on certain like on certain days, we, sometimes I'll know I have to stream, but yet I could be just drawing a plan on what I want to draw. That could be the hard, and sometimes that can be really, really hard to try to figure out what to do. Because it's a matter of figuring out what to do, but also sticking with it as well. That's how it make, like Inktober is such a challenge because it's about like finding an idea that's simple enough and easy for you to do and sticking with it for that drawing. Because you don't want to get too caught up, that's deciding what you want to draw like the whole day because you only have so much time to have a full drawing before, the day's out. And, like I think I mentioned yesterday, I think this year's going to be kind of challenging what I do because I got a lot of stuff like planned for this upcoming like October because there's our concerts in town that's gonna be on the 5th. I'm planning on going out of town again. I'm going to Jacksonville to be with family. My baby brother's gonna be having his first baptism. Then also that I'm planning on going to Chattanooga Comic Con about a week after that. So there's gonna be a lot of like things going on that I know of where it's gonna be eating a lot of my time to really do it regularly. But hopefully I'll be able to make it work. Hopefully I can make it work because I managed to do it in the past before. And usually like the first day, at least for me, it's always the hardest because it's always the idea about trying to just commit to a project. It's always hard because of course like the first few days you try to keep it simple just to see if you can do it or not. And then once I realized like you're in for the long haul, it's like okay now I can be a little bit more. I can start planning ahead. I can be a little more daring. I'll leave a little more, have a little more fun with the prompts I end up doing. So I'm just gonna darken these edges. Hope you guys are liking how well this is turning out so far. Yeah, I know it's a little simpler than yesterday's one, but I'm liking how this is turning out. I really am. And then of course, once Inktober will be finished, and Halloween will be around the corner. I may or may not do anything for Halloween. I normally don't do much for Halloween nowadays anyway. I might, get some candy for trick or treaters because the neighborhood I'm in, they're usually, it's pretty like a family friendly place. A lot of kids live over here. In fact, I think there's like elementary school that's down the street from where I am. It's usually pretty kid friendly. In fact, every year, usually about every year they do something for the kids, where they'll have something at school where they have like a Halloween like parade. And I remember one year, they had this big, I'm not sure where they had this big, I guess, like this trick or treat, like scavenger hunt deal. Because I remember, they closed off the whole street, one of the whole streets where I am. Because there was like a whole bunch of kids in the street that were going to different houses, trick or treating. None of them really came to my house. So I think mine was kind of off the path, like where they were having like the event. But it was kind of cool because it was the first time in a while, I had seen like kids, at least where I am. Because I'm not kind of trick or treating. Yeah, I'm just kind of darkening up the tail. Cool. All right. I think I'll add some of these add little scruffy parts for his tail. Just areas where it's gonna be pretty furry. Alright, so we can go. I'm just gonna go with some yellows, going in this deep yellow. And also just really kind of blend out our browns we got going here. just wanted something that's simple but vibrant. That's what I was going for. And I hope you guys are liking this new setup, with having me have this up prop up an easel, because yeah, one thing I've started doing now is I want to kind of draw an easel that way, I'm not constantly not hunched over all the time. Plus, I figure like doing it this way, it just look good from a visual standpoint, since it's on an actual like easel. Let me get around his little hand. Let me check on something for a moment. I'll be right back. Oh, let me just getting this guy's hand here. I think later on I will go back and actually kind of add a little more extra detail. And normally with these kind of dreams where I start with kind of stuff, like now I'm kind of doing things where I go straight into color. Because that's kind of a new thing I'm starting to experiment more now too, is whenever I draw, just going straight into color first, rather than trying to actually sketch it out in advance. Because I know one artist I know that does that a lot. Some of y'all who are on YouTube might have heard. I think his name was Marco Bucci. Yeah, he does a. Yeah, because apparently he does a lot of like digital work, but apparently he used to be like a traditional oil painter, and he applies a lot of that those painting sensibilities, when he paints digitally. Because pretty much most, if not all, his work is done on one layer. But what's cool is that when I watch him paint digitally, like most stuff or not, like he just goes straight into a color. He'll start with like block. He'll start with like these abstract like blobs of paint that kind of like block out the composition. And then once he has the composition he wants, then he'll start building from there. It's really like fascinating, especially considering the fact that pretty much almost all of the stuff is done in one layer. And I can check to see if he's got any new stuff out. I don't think he's done any new stuff in a while, but I definitely recommend checking out his stuff. As far as actually like some good like art videos. I think I'll have his other ear kind of sticking underneath the part of his hat. Let's see. Shading for his nose. Let me just kind of shade these apples. I realize they're kind of pale here. Do this other one here. And also what I did on top of the for yesterday, what I did on top of the live stream yesterday. Some of you might have already seen it, but I also did another like YouTube short of it for the hippie Buddha thing. It had been a while since I did another like speed drawing video like that, so I figured I'd do that. But also, something because I tell is like I've kind of started want to try to do other stuff because of course like doing more stuff like the sketchbook tour, but want to do more of those. And also another type of video, but I do plan on doing like another book that's more of a tutorial vid, where I kind of walk through the process on how I actually draw like certain characters. Cause I feel more videos like that, I feel those will be a lot more informative, but also they'd be a lot more fun too. Because I'm not just concerned. Because at that point, I'm not just trying to actually like have a picture done in just only like a minute. I'm actually kind of showing my thought process and how, how I approach things, but in a more streamlined fashion. Let me just kind of get this little outline for his fur. Let me bring back the ones for the Dungarees. Alright, let me kind of get the other pants down, side of his pant legs down here. I've never worn dungarees. I don't even know if they sell them where I am. Alright, here we go. Let me get side of his neck. I think I'll just use this blue for part of the shading. Yeah, a lot of times if I'm doing shading, for shading on white, I don't like to use straight black. That is one of the times where I won't use that because if I'm shading and shading like very light surface, usually I use like a mixture of like some like browns and some light blues, which is what I'll do here. He's used this for his hat too. He's kind of getting around his little eyes. Really bring those. Let me just add a little extra, a little darker on that from the back end here. Yeah, now I'm kind of getting the zone now too. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Jay. I'm glad you like it. It's really mostly poured over more of a rake, but it kind of does like a little fork now that you mentioned that. Hey, glad you like it though. Thank you. In fact, let me kind of get these whiskers in. Use some of this apricot to kind of like blend things out. But at a certain point, I kind of want to kind of blend these colors out so that everything looks a little bit more uniform. I'm using a lot of like dark colors and mid-tones to kind of make these outlines. Yeah, because this this thing is gonna be pretty almost done pretty soon enough. Let me just kind of get the side of his hat here. Let me just kind of bring this rake down, making sure it's a little more, just a little thicker at the base. I know it's kind of thin, so let me stick it up just a bit more. There we go. Alright, cool. And what else I was going to do? There's something else I was going to mention too. I cannot remember it right now. He'll probably come back to me. Oh yeah, let me just kind of still what's going around him. So yeah, I think for my upcoming birthday, I probably won't do all that much, aside from just dinner for the most part. And where I'll go, that'll be another thing. Go out decide, do I want to do Mexican food? Do I want to do steak? Do I want to do barbecue? Do I want to do seafood? Like, possibilities are endless on what I end up actually doing, on my actual day. Because a lot of times, if I decide to go out for dinner, like, I like to kind of go to a place either I haven't been to before, or I haven't been to in a while. Because otherwise it wouldn't, really be special. Let me see. Trying to think. Now since I know I'm almost done now I'm just kind of looking at it more now, just kind of seeing what areas I can actually touch up. Because when you know you're almost done, now you really have to start thinking of kind of like other things that you want to add. Let me just kind of bring this nose just a bit more. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me check on stuff for just one moment. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for some of my own reference photos in a moment. Yeah, I've said before some other things. A lot of times, sometimes I will have like little reference photos on my computer so I need to kind of look at just to make sure that everything's looking okay. Either if I want to keep things, if I keep them in mind, especially if I'm doing like character drawing like cartoon characters, like kind of like how like 7 months back when I did draw all those different cartoons with different letters of the alphabet. Some of y'all remember those. And a lot of times what I did is I had like different like reference photos I had for each character. So if I need to make sure it's on model, all I can do is glance over, and make sure, that it looks like the character I was actually, drawing. And something else that I did as well, but can't remember at the moment. Let me see. Something else there's a certain one I was trying to find. Alright, never mind. So, let me add a little bit of yellow here to his tail. And he draws his little feet. Maybe he has a little bit, I think I'll give him some claws too. Yeah, but like I said before, like, I do tend on trying to do more of like sketchbook too, because I got a whole bunch of like old like sketchbook toys that just kind of sitting, in my say my closet. And so one thing I might do is get a chance. I might bring some else and show some of the older stuff, like because a lot of it includes like old stuff I haven't really shown, like in some stuff I've never shown on these live streams, some stuff I've never posted online in general. So it's a mixture of a lot of different stuff that I could actually do and post like for one of these days. Alright, so let me go ahead and use this peach. That looks good, that looks alright. Perfect. I think I'll use this purple to kind of darken the shine underneath him. Let me check at the other side of his foot here, since this foot's further out. Okay, cool. You know what? I believe, with this particular drawing, we are just about. We're pretty much done here. I don't really see anything else really. Oh, you know what? I think of one thing else I can add. Let me just kind of add a little bit of color back to these apples. Because I realized I didn't. I just now realized I don't have. These apples still looking kind of pale. Yeah, in fact, let me kind of darken this one just a bit more. Give this more of a reddish tint. Because I want to kind of mixture of like different kinds of apples all together. Maybe it's got a little bit of Red Delicious, maybe that little Granny Smith, maybe a little Gala apples. Just a mixture of a lot of different stuff. That's why he's such a popular farmer. Because people want different type of apples. This guy's the man. Okay, so I believe that's it for this particular sketch right here. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. So for some of you who weren't here for yesterday, let me show you the other one. The other one I did Hippie Buddha. That was something I did where I took one of the some of your other suggestions from, I think it was from Isaac the Monk, because she was here yesterday, where I decided to do a more of a groovy version, that statue. Like, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you that came out and some of the new guys that showed up for that particular stream. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So, a couple of other things as I consider doing in the future. So, I definitely am considering doing some more like art tutorial. So the only thing I'm deciding to do is like what type of tutorials I want to do. Do I want to do just like art, doing cartoons? Do I want to try to do some with portraits? Do I want to do one with do I do it with like still life? Where I just kind of break things down to basics? Because usually I think with still lifes, that's one of those deals where where you can really like learn a lot as far as actually like learning how to shade, knowing how to like stage composition. I feel those particular type of drawings, those are really good as far as teaching yourself how to like learn the basic fundamentals, and actually like learning how to draw. So one thing I will do like before I go, I think since this particular sketch I'm pretty short, I think I'd do an extra sketch. And then we just do one kind of a quick doodle. that I'm not going to spend too much time on. Let me check up on something. Let me see. Yeah, this is gonna be very quick. Some of you probably on Mercedes might know who this is. It's actually one of our more recent viewers. So let me just kind of get the eyes. And I kind of like how that profile pic, they kind of have this like little Cuphead design going on. In fact, that reminds me, I really do need to get back to rewatching Cuphead, because I know I know when I last watched it, I was in the middle of watching season 2. I do remember really liking how that season was turning out. I also thought it was probably a little better than the first, but I do need to get back and actually rewatch the rest of it. I know it's pretty good, because that's the thing with me. For sometimes when it comes like watching the streaming service, like it's not that I don't want to watch it. Like there's a lot that I do want to watch. Is that first I have to take out time to do it. But also, usually when I'm at home, I'm usually either working on a computer or I'm drawing different stuff, and I like to have stuff playing in the background that won't really distract me. Because I know if I'm watching a really good show on, like I'm gonna be more focused on actually watching the show versus actually trying to multitask, trying to actually do the thing I actually want to do. So let me get this little hoodie here. Here, let me kind of get the other part of his arm. I like how they did their hands here and everything. It almost has like a little contour drawing line type of deal. So I'm gonna do that. And I think what I will do is I'm gonna go back over, with the black pen. So I know this is kind of gonna turn back to basics, where I pretty much kind of just did the whole thing in red pen, and then go over in black, which is what I'm doing now. So I do let me get his little teeth. I really do appreciate that we got shows like Cuphead where they're not ashamed to have that whole 30s rubber hose aesthetic, because you don't really see it much nowadays. In fact, one thing I'm glad I'm starting to see more now in general when it comes to cartoons, where we have more cartoons that have more of a unique identity and look to them, and they don't always look the same. So I'm glad we're starting to see more of that nowadays. Let me see. And let me try to even get these outlines. Let me get the tip of his hat going here. Let me get his little neck. Let me get part of his little jacket. For those who recognize, this is actually his studio art. Since he did give his suggestion that for me to draw, his profile pic, I figured I'd go ahead and do that. I figured I'd make this as an exception since I have a little bit of extra time today. And so I figured I'd go ahead and actually do it. Let me go ahead and actually start coloring in the eyes. And of course, once I'm done, of course I'll show you some. I am going to bring back the other drawing I just recently did for today. So you always get a chance to see, what I did for today. And also, I'll show you guys some of the other stuff, I've been up to earlier this week. So you guys get a chance to really see that. And also, let me see how I'm going to do the color in his jacket. I think what I will do, I'm just going to make sure green and red for his jacket, since I know it's really think it's brown, but if you mix green and red together, you can get a nice shade of brown, because they're complementary colors. In fact, that's something I definitely recommend whenever you're coloring with shading with complementary colors. You can get some nice shades. You want to shade, get some nice shadows with red, you can use a dark green. You want to do some shadows with yellow, you want to use a nice light shade of purple. If you're doing something, with orange, you probably use a blue. Rather than using black, you use that, or brown to get some more natural and more vivid shadows. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind whenever you're doing stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just kind of go. This is a nice like little cross hatching layer. Yeah, this is why I do like using ballpoint pens. I can get these very light marks where I'm laying things down, and they're not as permanent as, say, like with a regular ink pen where it's a lot more permanent. So let me kind of go back over this again, with some red. And you see now it's starting to get this brownish color. I know maybe it may have come up for here, it might have more of a purplish tint since the ink on this particular pen, because this is like a 4-prong pen. It's got like 4 different colors, so it's got blue, green, black, and red, which is what I'm using right now. So it's got like 4 different colors. And what I like, and one thing I noticed here, like since the green has more like a bluish tone, basically what that ends up doing is that it kind of gives holding kind of a purplish tint, which is totally fine. Yeah, I can definitely work with it. So I'm just gonna go over the marks, that I had made. So I'm just gonna go further down. Just go over all the green that's been placed. So we're gonna get this other shadow here. I think what I will do is I am gonna go over again some of these outlines just to kind of refine it just a bit more. I see some of the line work, it did get a little bit muddied in the middle. So let me bring back, like his thumb. Then you bring up the rest of these fingers. Also, Shadow Art, if you're watching this, hey, congratulations, for having 700 subs. So hopefully you'll reach, 1,000, soon enough. And I say fairly new too. Yeah, but that's cool, actually doing this, actually considering doing like live streaming, because live stream is one of those deals one of those deals where it can be challenging, but at the same time it's really fun. That's why I always love to do it. I hope you enjoy doing it as well. Alright, so this goes to our newest video, Shadow the Studio of Art. So guys, I hope you really like, this little sketch I did of him. I hope you like that. Also, I hope you guys liked my newest sketch I did earlier today. Our Dungaree wearing apple farmer. Hope you like them. And also, in the meantime, let me just kind of show you some of the other stuff, that I've been kind of up to as well. Which hadn't been much, of course, I did some regular, pen sketches. And of course, all you saw, the Punk at the Park sketches, so that was pretty fun, so I did those. And there's not that much, oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to show this one, so this is a sketch I did of, my nephew. It's actually my oldest sister's baby boy. He's actually at around 8 months. Well, really 8 months now. So I did a picture of him. When we were in the car, and he's actually holding this little toy I got for him. This was it was a glowing mushroom that glowed all these different colors. Yeah, he really liked it. I was glad he did because I wanted to kind of get something for him that glows different colors, something that he'd really like. So he really loved that. So I definitely look forward to seeing him later on next month when he's actually going to be 9 months old. So that's going to be a fun thing. So then just some other stuff, I did. It's like the markers. I found some of these where it changes colors and you draw the marker underneath it. I think I found them at Ross. So I did that. This is something I did about several months back. So this is some loose sketches I did. This is based on that. I think this one had some Beatles song online. I think it was Beatles song, Do You Want to Know a Secret? And so I kind of just did some doodling kind of like based on that. I might have shown it before, but yeah, I don't mind showing my stuff again. Of course, you guys saw this already. Yeah, and so guys, I hope you all really enjoy, today's like sketching session. And so I hope to be here again around the same time next week, from on Saturday. And hopefully, depending on things, so I might do another Sunday as well. And so guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. And I hope to see you guys next time.